You wake up, no missed calls, no good morning texts, no late night flings curled beside you, just air, just space, just you. And for a second, that emptiness feels like failure. That whisper, what's wrong with me? That pressure, am I falling behind? That ache, not for love, but for reassurance. Reassurance that you're wanted, that you're seen, that you're still in the game. That's the moment most men crack. They download an app, they swipe, they DM, not out of desire, but desperation. Because we've been programmed to believe that a man without a woman is a man without value. That being alone means being less attractive, less important, less man. But what if that's a lie? What if time alone isn't a curse, but a mirror? A mirror most men are too scared to look into. See, society never prepared you for what happens when you stay single on purpose. When you stop measuring your worth by someone else's attention. When you stop seeking comfort and start seeking clarity. Because something powerful happens in that stillness. The longer a man walks alone, the more dangerous he becomes. Not because he's cold, not because he's broken, but because he's whole. While others chase hookups, he builds discipline. While others seek distraction, he sharpens focus. While others lose themselves in someone else, he finds himself. This message isn't for every man. It's for the one who's tired of performing, tired of pretending, tired of thinking he's behind, when really he's just getting ahead. You don't need more matches. You don't need more dates. You need space. Space to grow, to heal, to evolve. Because here's the truth most won't tell you. The longer a man stays single and does the inner work, the more magnetic he becomes, the more selective he becomes, the more he stops needing love and starts embodying it. Before we go any further, I want you to comment just one thing. I'm not alone. I'm becoming. Say it not to impress anyone, but to declare that you're done rushing, done proving, done folding for fear of being alone. This is your moment, your reset, your edge. Type it, claim it, and let's go deeper. Stay focused. Key point 1. The fear of silence. Silence is a powerful mirror, and most men flinch when they see their reflection in it. The modern world rarely gives us a moment of true stillness. We're bombarded with noise, notifications, opinions, apps, dopamine loops, all designed to drown out that deeper voice inside. So when life finally quiets down, when you're sitting alone in your apartment with nothing but your own thoughts, that silence can feel suffocating. But here's the truth. It only feels like that because you've been trained to fear what silence reveals. You were never taught to sit with yourself. You were taught to stay busy, stay distracted, stay desired. Because if you're desired, at least you're not invisible. Right? But the silence, that's where your insecurities start talking. The ones you've buried under dates, flings, friendships of convenience and late-night validation. In silence, there's no one to impress. No spotlight. No audience, just you. And for many men, that feels like exposure, vulnerability, weakness. So they reach for the nearest distraction to escape it. But what they don't realize is that the silence isn't their enemy. It's their portal. A portal to real strength. Because when you face silence without flinching, without folding, you start to hear a different voice. Scene 19. Key point 1. The fear of silence. One that isn't begging for approval but speaking with conviction, your own. Most men never get there. They fold too soon. They interpret the quiet as a problem to fix, not a process to enter. But the man who sits with the silence long enough changes. Not overnight, and not in obvious ways. But slowly, his thoughts get clearer. His grip on validation loosens. His presence deepens. He becomes rooted in something internal. And in a world addicted to noise, that quiet confidence hits differently. Key point 2. Approval detox. Approval is a drug, and most men are addicted. From the time you're young, you're told to chase it, make your parents proud. Be liked, be picked, be praised. And later, be wanted, be matched, be messaged back. The reward system is clear. Your value is reflected by how others respond to you. So when a man finds himself single for a long stretch, when no one's choosing him, the withdrawal symptoms kick in. He starts questioning his worth. Not because anything is wrong, but because he's been conditioned to believe that attention equals value. Scene 4. Key point 2. Approval detox. That's where the detox begins. And let me be clear, it's brutal. If you resist the urge to reach for shallow validation, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to see yourself clearly. Key point 2. Approval detox. Approval detox isn't about becoming cold or anti-connection. It's about reclaiming your baseline. Because when your self-worth is on life support, constantly needing external CPR, you're never truly free. The man who breaks his dependence on approval becomes dangerous, not because he doesn't care what others think, but because he no longer needs their validation to operate. Key point 3. Clarity through solitude. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's a sharpening stone. When a man is single long enough to sit in his own silence and detox from approval, something begins to rise from the rubble. Clarity. Real, ruthless clarity. Not just about what he wants from a relationship, but about who he is outside of one. He starts seeing what he's been tolerating, what he's been escaping, what he's been denying. In solitude, your standards evolve. You stop craving attention and start craving alignment. You no longer entertain someone just because they're attractive. You want depth. You want resonance. You want truth. And you can finally identify it because you've spent time learning what your truth even is. Most men never get this far. They bounce from person to person, role to role, hoping the next one will make everything make sense. But clarity doesn't come from movement. There's a discipline to solitude that refines your masculine edge. It quiets the noise so your instincts can speak louder. It clarifies your boundaries. It reveals your patterns. It exposes your wounds, not to shame you, but to give you a chance to heal them for real this time. That's the power of solitude. Not isolation, not avoidance, but deliberate presence with your own process. When a man chooses that path, he's not just single, he's sovereign. The longer a man is single, not by circumstance but by conscious choice, the more he becomes untouchable in the best way. Scene 11. The man who emerges. And in that space, he becomes something few people ever truly experience. Grounded. He's not swayed by attention or derailed by rejection. Scene 13. The man who emerges. He knows who he is, what he wants, and what he won't tolerate. And ironically, it's that very energy, the self-assured, fully sourced energy, that makes him magnetic to others. This man doesn't settle. Not in love. Not in work. Not in friendships. He doesn't compromise his peace to earn a place in someone else's story. He's writing his own. He carries something rare in a world flooded with noise inner alignment. He knows the value of his solitude, and he won't trade it for just anyone. So if you're in a season of singleness, don't rush through it. Don't try to escape it. Lean into it. Because this isn't a waiting room. It's a workshop. And what you build here will follow you everywhere. You're not just surviving silence. You're mastering it. You're not just avoiding connection. You're elevating it. You're not just single. You're becoming sovereign. So, take your time. Hold your standard. And let the world adjust to the man you're